Well, this woman has manicured nails, obviously has a smartphone. There's a TV on in the background. Which streaming service is she subscribed to? I could see more than enough money to buy brownies and popsicles for like several months. The only words out of your mouth should be, thank you. Food stamps have been a topic of conversation on the show several times over the past few weeks. The EBT program has been in the news thanks to extremely belated efforts by a number of states to exercise some basic level of control over the kinds of food items that people on the program can purchase, or can force taxpaying Americans to purchase for them, I should say. And we've also talked about the rise of EBT influencers. These are food stamp users who upload videos showing off their tax-funded grocery hauls. In the process, they confirm every negative stereotype about EBT recipients. It's almost as if these videos are really part of a vast right-wing conspiracy to turn public opinion against welfare programs. Here's just a case in point. Here's another example of a recent entry in that genre. Watch.
First thing I got is these jumbo beef meatballs. Got these. Put these in the freezer. Okay, these go in the refrigerator. I be seeing these these sliced grass-fed beef sirloin. Go in the refrigerator as well. I've been seeing these on TikTok. So I got this. We got, I don't know if these are new, but these are the marshmallow crispy cookies. So we got that. I'm gonna go fast because it's hot. We got the chicken melts. There's 15 individuals in here. I've seen these on TikTok too. These brie and cheese. These stuffed with cheese. I got these. These go in the refrigerator as well. Obviously, we had to get these pizzas for the kids.
For dinner.
Muffins, obviously.
Now, what are they?
Big old thing of paper plates, 240.
Got it.
Dirty pack of the Lay's mix, which is gonna go right there.
Now, if I were to script a video designed to portray the EBT program in the worst possible light, it would look exactly like that video. Everything from the morbid obesity to the food selection to the smoke detector beeping in the background. It so perfectly proves the point that it seems staged, but it's not staged. And there are hundreds of videos like this. In every case, their grocery haul consists predominantly of junk food with no nutritional value. If there's any protein or anything resembling actual nutrition, it's always a pre-cooked or frozen meal, which is almost certainly really high in sodium, among other problems. These are people who definitely don't need more sodium in their diets. The vast majority of EBT recipients don't have full-time jobs, keep in mind. Most of them don't have jobs at all. And yet they refuse to take the time to cook a fresh meal from scratch. They only buy meals that can be reheated in 3 minutes or less, saving even more time so that they can, waste it by staring at a TV or their phones. Now, maybe that wasn't fair. EBT recipients don't just watch TV and scroll TikTok. As we've covered, they also make TikTok videos, which takes time as well. Several minutes of their day, which is why they can't cook, I guess. And of all the EBT influencer videos I've seen or played on this show, this next one is perhaps the most obnoxious. And it does perhaps the best job of demonstrating everything that's wrong with the food stamp program and the welfare state generally, and particularly because of one word that she uses that I want to spend a little time analyzing. But before we do that, watch.
I am so dumbfounded right now. There are people that genuinely think that people who use EBT don't deserve soda, candy, or desserts. You're gonna tell me that my daughter doesn't deserve a popsicle? You're gonna tell me I don't deserve to get brownies? You're gonna tell me I can't have Dr. Pepper with my dinner? And all I'm hearing is be grateful, it's free food. Get off of your throne of entitlement and take a look around you guys. Everyone is one bad day away from being homeless or even needing government assistance. Do you guys not see how that makes you look? Your lack of empathy and understanding is outstandingly atrocious.
Yes, get off your throne of entitlement, says the able-bodied woman demanding that American taxpayers buy her a brownie. This is an adult whining because other adults won't give her a treat. And somehow we're the entitled ones. Now, never mind the fact that even if she was banned from buying popsicles and brownies with her EBT card, she'd still be able to have popsicles and brownies. I mean, she could buy that junk with her own money, or she could even use her EBT card to purchase the ingredients to make that stuff herself. Now, I'm not much of a baker, admittedly, but I do know that you can make brownies with some flour, a couple eggs, sugar, cocoa powder, a few other ingredients. Making a popsicle is even easier. Buy some fruit, blend it with water, throw it in the freezer. You're done. Again, you have the time to do all this. You don't have a job. So keep in mind, when food stamp users complain that they can't buy junk food, they're actually complaining that we won't provide them with ready-made junk food that they can purchase and eat right away. So they want it for free, and they want it quickly, and they want it with maximum convenience and minimum personal effort. This is not just entitlement. This is a kind of snobbishness and sense of privilege that used to be reserved for the children of billionaires and royalty. And now we find it among people who have no wealth at all. People who, by their own testimony, can't afford to buy a popsicle. It's the worst of all worlds, really, coming together. You have the vices of wealth, but none of the wealth of wealth. You know, this is, it's really just the worst possible thing for a person. If you're stressed about back taxes, maybe you missed the April deadline or your books are a mess, don't wait. The IRS is cracking down. Penalties add up fast, 5% per month, up to 25% just for not filing. But there's help. Tax Network USA can take the burden off your shoulders and stop the spiral before it gets worse. They've helped thousands of Americans, whether you're an employee, a small business owner, or you haven't filed in years. Messy books, no problem. They've seen it all, and they know exactly how to clean it up. With direct access to powerful IRS programs and expert negotiators on your side, Tax Network USA knows how to win. You'll get a free consultation, and if you qualify, they may even be able to reduce or eliminate what you owe. More importantly, they'll help protect you from wage garnishments or bank levies. So don't wait for the next IRS letter. Call 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Walsh. Talk to a real expert at Tax Network USA. Take the pressure off. Let Tax Network USA handle your tax issues. But is it even true that they can't afford it? Well, let's go back to the woman in the last video. Not to keep picking on her, but she did volunteer for it. I mean, don't post a video demanding that we buy you brownies if you don't want to be heavily scrutinized. And so what do we notice in this video? Well, this woman has manicured nails, wearing lots of makeup, highlights in her hair, obviously has a smartphone, obviously has an internet connection. There's a TV on in the background. Which streaming service is she subscribed to? How many streaming services? So just in that brief selfie video that we just played, I could see more than enough money to buy brownies and popsicles for like several months. Now, I want to take a moment to reflect on a word that she uses repeatedly in that clip. It's a word that comes up a lot in these kinds of videos. It's a word that comes up a lot when we talk about welfare and EBT and food stamps and all the rest of it. It's a word that finds its way into our political debates in this country all the time. It's a word that a lot of people seem to use hundreds of times a day, and it has become maybe my least favorite word in the English language. And that word is deserve. This woman is offended by the idea that she doesn't deserve soda, candy, or desserts. You're going to tell me that I don't deserve a brownie? She asks incredulously. Well, yes, I am going to tell you that. You don't deserve a brownie. You don't deserve soda. You don't deserve candy, cookies, cake. I'll take it a step further, ma'am. You don't deserve any of the free food that you receive. Okay? You don't even deserve bread or rice from the taxpayers. You don't deserve any of it. You don't deserve a single dime from your fellow Americans. Not a single one. Every single thing you own that was paid for by the taxpayers, you don't deserve any of it. What does the word deserve mean? Well, it means literally merit. To deserve something is to merit it. It's to have a claim to it. In other words, earn. You deserve what you earn. If you get a job you get a job at a certain salary, you deserve the salary. If your boss tries to pay you less or nothing at all, you'd be justified in marching into his office and demanding that he pay you what you deserve, what you merit, what you've earned. You would agree to perform a certain task for a certain amount of money, assuming you actually perform the task in a satisfactory manner, then you deserve that money. In both a legal and moral sense, you deserve it. The word deserve has another word that's implicitly attached to it, and this is the point here, okay? The other word that's attached to deserve, the other side of that coin, is owe, okay? If you deserve something, it means that someone else owes you something. Nothing can be deserved by one party unless it is owed by another. That's why it wouldn't make any sense to, say, jump off a building and then say that you deserve to land safely on the ground. I mean, you could say that as you're plummeting to the ground. You could say, I deserve to live through this. You can say that, but it won't matter because who are you making the claim against? Gravity? Gravity can't owe you anything. The laws of physics can't owe you anything. So the word deserve is irrelevant. Only another person can owe you something. You can only deserve what another person owes you. Deserve is an obligation. If you have an obligation to me, then I deserve to have that obligation fulfilled. If I pay you to build a fence in my backyard, I deserve to have that fence built after I've paid you. If I lend you money, I deserve for it to be paid back. Now, sometimes you can deserve something that isn't explicitly owed to you, but that requires that you make the case and essentially convince the indebted party that they are in debt to you. If you're performing well above expectations at your job and your value far exceeds the salary that you're paid, then you should go to your boss and make the argument that you deserve more money. If you win the argument, it won't be because your boss agrees that you possess some kind of mystical entitlement written in the stars, decreeing that you should make more money. It'll be because you've successfully made the case that your work merits the pay increase. You have earned it. It is something that you have achieved. So let's go back to our friend with the manicured nails and the EBT card. You say you deserve brownies. Deserve it from who exactly? From us? From the taxpayers? From me? So what, we owe you brownies? We're in debt to you? And the debt is brownies? That's what you're saying? But where do you get this idea? What did we do to suddenly find ourselves in debt to you? What agreement did we make with you? What did you do for us that puts us in debt to you, lady? How do you know that I owe you brownies? Maybe you owe me brownies. I mean, if we could just impose a debt on a stranger out of thin air, then it's kind of a wash. I mean, you're placing that magical debt on me, but I'm placing it back on you. You say, I owe you brownies. Well, I say you owe me a brownie and ice cream and whipped cream and a cherry. You owe me an entire fudge sundae, okay? Every single day. That's what you owe me. Two could play at this game. Now what? See, this is the problem with throwing the word deserve around so carelessly. In reality, you can only deserve a brownie from us if you've done something to earn it. So what have you done exactly? What have you done for us to merit this reward? The answer is nothing. The answer is you've done nothing for us, which means we owe you nothing. $0. I'll say that again. We owe you nothing. We don't owe you a brownie. We don't owe you a cookie. We don't owe you a can of soda. We don't owe you a cup of rice. We owe you nothing. Now, does that mean that I think all forms of welfare and quote unquote social safety nets should be abolished outright? No, I don't. I think there's a reasonable argument to be made for that, but it's not my argument. I think it's good to have programs in place to temporarily help people who are actually in a desperate situation until they're able to get back onto their feet. I think it's good to have those. But even then, we are not helping because it's owed. We're not giving what's deserved. In fact, we're giving what is not deserved. When you're on EBT, you get what you don't deserve. That's called charity. In this case, it's forced charity, but that's what it is. And the only appropriate response to charity, the only appropriate response to getting what you don't deserve, the only words out of your mouth should be, thank you. We don't owe you what you're getting, but we are owed something from you. We are owed at least a thank you. And maybe just a little bit of humility. That's what you owe. And like JFK said, you should spend a lot more time thinking about what you owe the country rather than what you think it owes you. And that's why all entitled EBT recipients demanding tax-funded junk food are today canceled. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.